Stop doing this. The biggest financial mistakes people make.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve financial freedom while others struggle, no matter how much they earn? The answer often comes down to a few critical choices. Many people make common financial mistakes without even realizing how these decisions are holding them back. But here's the truth. By identifying and avoiding these pitfalls, you can change the course of your financial journey. In this video, we're revealing the biggest financial mistakes people make that keep them stuck, and, more importantly, how you can avoid them. From overspending to neglecting emergency savings, each of these mistakes is a barrier to financial freedom. If you're ready to turn things around and start making money decisions that truly set you up for success, then keep watching. Remember, financial security isn't out of reach. It's about making smart, intentional choices that align with your goals. Let's dive in and begin your journey to a more secure and prosperous future. And before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free, but it helps us keep bringing you the tools you need to build the financial life you deserve. Let's make a change together. Mistake 1. Living beyond your means. One of the most common financial mistakes people make is living beyond their means. It's tempting to spend more as your income rises, but when your expenses keep climbing to match your earnings, you end up in a never-ending cycle of financial stress. Millionaires and financially secure individuals understand that it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Breaking free from the habit of overspending is essential if you want to build real wealth. Take a moment and ask yourself, do you often buy things you don't really need just because they make you feel good in the moment? Maybe it's the thrill of a new gadget, treating yourself to an expensive meal, or the latest fashion. While these things bring temporary satisfaction, they can add up over time, leaving you with little to save or invest. Let's consider a relatable story. Imagine two friends, Sarah and David. Sarah recently got a raise at work and decided it was time to upgrade her lifestyle. She leased a new car, moved into a more expensive apartment, and started dining out more frequently. David also got a raise, but he chose to keep his expenses mostly the same. Instead of upgrading his lifestyle, he saved and invested the extra income. After a few years, Sarah is still living paycheck to paycheck, stressed about her bills, while David has built a solid financial foundation. He has an emergency fund, some investments, and the peace of mind that comes with financial security. Living within his means gave David the ability to build wealth, while Sarah's lifestyle inflation kept her financially stuck. Living beyond your means is a trap that many people fall into, often because society encourages spending. We're bombarded with ads and social media, showcasing the latest products, luxury lifestyles, and the idea that more is better. But here's the truth: if you want to achieve financial freedom, you have to resist the pressure to spend just because you can. True wealth comes from making disciplined choices and prioritizing long-term financial health over short-term pleasure. When you live beyond your means, you limit your ability to save, invest, and prepare for unexpected expenses. Over time, overspending can lead to mounting debt, high interest payments, and financial stress. It's a cycle that not only drains your wallet, but also limits your future possibilities. If you're ready to take control and start living within your means, here are some actionable steps to help you make a change. 1. Create a budget. Start by tracking all of your income and expenses. A simple budgeting method like the 50-30-20 rule can help you allocate your money effectively. This rule suggests that 50% of your income goes to necessities, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt payments. Budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about clarity and making sure every dollar has a purpose. 2. Identify spending triggers. Often, overspending isn't just about wanting things, it's tied to emotions like stress, boredom, or the desire to keep up with others. Take note of your spending patterns. Do you buy more when you're feeling low or stressed? Recognizing these triggers can help you make more mindful choices in the future. 3. Practice the 24-hour rule. Before making a non-essential purchase, wait 24 hours. This pause helps curb impulsive buying and gives you time to decide if it's something you truly need. Millionaires often practice delayed gratification, holding off on purchases until they're sure they align with their financial goals. 4. Set financial boundaries. Define what living within your means looks like for you. This might mean limiting dining out to once a week, setting a monthly cap on entertainment spending, or cutting back on subscription services you rarely use. These boundaries aren't meant to deprive you, they're there to protect your financial health. Living within your means doesn't mean you can't enjoy life or treat yourself. It simply means being intentional about your spending. By making small sacrifices today, you're creating a more secure and abundant future. Remember, true wealth isn't about owning the latest things. It's about owning your financial freedom. The satisfaction of being financially secure and knowing you're building a stable future far outweighs the temporary joy of impulsive purchases. So here's your first challenge. Identify one area in your life where you're living beyond your means and make a commitment to cut back. Drop a comment below and share how you plan to start living within your means. Let's hold each other accountable and work together on this journey to financial freedom. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free and it helps us continue bringing you insights for a financially free life. Key point 2, neglecting to build an emergency fund. One of the most overlooked yet essential parts of financial security is having an emergency fund. Life is full of surprises and not all of them are pleasant. Whether it's a medical bill, car repair, or unexpected job loss, emergencies can strike at any time. Without a safety net, many people turn to credit cards, loans, or even friends and family to make it through, leaving them with debt and stress. Think about it. How would you handle an unexpected $1,000 expense right now? Would it throw off your budget, put you in debt, or force you to make difficult sacrifices? If the answer is yes, then you're not alone. Most people are financially vulnerable because they lack a cushion to handle life's surprises. Millionaires and financially secure individuals know that having an emergency fund isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity. Let's take a relatable example. Imagine Sarah and Tom, two friends with similar incomes. Sarah has built an emergency fund, saving a little each month until she has enough to cover a few months of expenses. Tom, on the other hand, hasn't saved for emergencies and uses every dollar he earns. One day their company downsizes, and both are let go. While Sarah has her emergency fund to rely on, allowing her to focus on finding a new job without stress, Tom has no buffer. He quickly racks up credit card debt, and the stress of financial insecurity weighs him down. An emergency fund gave Sarah peace of mind and financial stability, while Tom's lack of savings created a financial crisis. So, why is an emergency fund so important? Having a reserve of cash gives you the flexibility to handle life's unexpected expenses without going into debt. It prevents you from derailing your financial goals when the unexpected happens and allows you to recover quickly. In short, an emergency fund is a form of self-protection. It's your personal insurance against life's curveballs. Many people avoid building an emergency fund because they think it's too difficult or they don't earn enough to save. But starting small is better than not starting at all. Just a few dollars set aside each week can grow over time, and that small cushion can make a big difference in a crisis. If you're ready to take action, here are some practical steps to help you build an emergency fund. 1. Set a realistic goal. Start with a target that feels manageable, like saving $500. Once you reach that, aim for 1 month's worth of expenses, then build gradually up to 3 to 6 months. Setting achievable milestones will make the process less overwhelming and keep you motivated. 2. Automate your savings. The easiest way to build an emergency fund is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer to a separate savings account each payday, even if it's just $10 or $20. When saving is automatic, you're more likely to stick with it because you don't have to think about it. 3. Reduce unnecessary spending. Review your expenses and look for small cuts. Could you dine out less, cut a subscription, or reduce impulse purchases? Redirecting that money into your emergency fund adds up faster than you'd think. 4. Keep it separate. It's crucial that your emergency fund is kept in a separate account from your everyday spending. This helps reduce the temptation to dip into it for non-emergencies and ensures that the money is truly reserved for urgent situations. Building an emergency fund is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. It's not just about the money, it's about the freedom and peace of mind that come with knowing you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Imagine facing unexpected expenses with calm and confidence, knowing you don't need to rely on debt to make it through. That's the power of an emergency fund. Even if you're starting with just a small amount, remember that every dollar saved is a step toward financial security. It's not about how fast you save, it's about building a habit of preparing for the unexpected. Over time, that habit will protect you and bring you closer to financial independence. So here's a challenge. Start building your emergency fund today, no matter how small. Drop a comment below and share one small expense you're willing to cut to contribute to your fund. Let's support each other as we take these steps toward financial security. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a small way to help us bring you more content that supports your journey to financial freedom. Key point 3. Relying solely on debt and credit cards for purchases. One of the biggest mistakes that keeps people trapped financially is relying heavily on credit cards and debt for everyday purchases. Credit cards can seem convenient, especially when you want something now and don't have the cash on hand. But what often starts as a small swipe here and there can quickly turn into a cycle of debt that's hard to escape. High-interest debt is one of the biggest roadblocks to building real wealth. Think about your spending habits. Have you ever found yourself reaching for a credit card to buy something you couldn't afford with cash? If so, you're not alone. Many people fall into the trap of using credit cards to finance their lifestyle, which can lead to paying much more than the original purchase price due to interest charges. Millionaires and financially successful people avoid this trap by prioritizing cash purchases and only using credit when it truly makes sense. Let's consider a common scenario. Imagine Mike and Lisa, two friends with similar incomes. Mike has a habit of using his credit card for everything: meals, shopping, even vacations. Every month, he only pays the minimum balance, which means he's paying interest on his purchases. Lisa, on the other hand, is mindful of her spending and only uses her credit card for planned purchases she knows she can pay off in full each month. After a few years, Mike is drowning in debt, paying hundreds in interest, while Lisa is debt-free and using her income to save and invest. Lisa's discipline with credit gave her financial freedom, while Mike's reliance on debt left him in financial chains. Credit cards make it easy to buy now and pay later, but they come with a high cost. When you rely on debt for everyday expenses, you're essentially borrowing money with interest, which means you're paying more for everything you buy. Over time, this can turn even small purchases into financial burdens, and with high interest rates, it's easy to end up paying double or even triple the original cost of an item. Credit cards can be useful tools if used responsibly, but only if you're paying off the full balance each month. Millionaires and financially successful people understand that using credit for things you can't afford immediately is a recipe for debt. They know that by avoiding unnecessary interest payments, they're able to keep more of their money and use it to build wealth. If you want to stop relying on debt and credit cards for everyday purchases, here are some practical steps to help you break free from this cycle. 1. Use cash or debit for everyday purchases. Start using cash or your debit card for everyday expenses like groceries, dining out, and entertainment. This makes it easier to stay within your budget and reduces the temptation to overspend. 2. Create a realistic spending plan. Look at your income and monthly expenses. and set a spending limit for discretionary items. Knowing exactly how much you have to spend on non-essentials can help you avoid reaching for a credit card when you don't need to. 3. Pay off your balance in full each month. If you do use a credit card, make it a habit to pay off the full balance by the due date. This prevents interest from accumulating and allows you to use credit without falling into debt. If paying off the balance is difficult, try limiting your credit card usage until you're more financially stable. 4. Set aside an impulse fund. We all get tempted by unplanned purchases. To manage this, set aside a small amount each month as your impulse fund. When the fund is gone, avoid making additional purchases. This helps you practice discipline while allowing for occasional treats without relying on credit. 5. Focus on paying down existing debt. If you currently have credit card debt, focus on paying it down as quickly as possible. Consider using the avalanche method, paying off high-interest debt first, or the snowball method, paying off smaller debts first to build momentum. Reducing your debt will free up income for savings and investments, allowing you to start building wealth instead of paying interest. Breaking free from reliance on credit cards and debt isn't easy, but the reward is worth it. Imagine a life where you're no longer worried about monthly interest charges or how to make the next payment. When you take control of your spending and use cash as often as possible, you're taking control of your financial future. The money you save on interest can be redirected toward building wealth, achieving your goals, and living a life free from financial stress. Remember, using credit to cover things you can't afford is like borrowing from your future self. By reducing reliance on debt now, you're giving your future self the gift of financial freedom. The discipline you build today will lead to opportunities tomorrow, opportunities to save, invest, and live life on your terms. So here's a challenge for you. Try going 1 full week without using a credit card for anything other than emergencies. Drop a comment below and let us know how it goes, or share one strategy you're using to cut down on debt. And if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing you valuable insights to support your journey to financial freedom.
Key point 4. Avoiding financial education.
One of the biggest financial mistakes people make is ignoring financial education. Many people think that money management is just about earning and spending, but there's so much more to it. Those who don't understand how money works often make costly mistakes, miss out on opportunities, and find themselves stuck in financial stress. Millionaires and financially secure people, on the other hand, understand that financial education is the foundation of financial freedom. They know that knowledge is power, and when it comes to money, the more you know, the better choices you can make. So ask yourself, how much do you really know about managing money, investing, or building wealth? If you find these topics intimidating or confusing, you're not alone. Most people don't receive a solid financial education growing up, and it can feel overwhelming to start learning as an adult. But avoiding financial education only keeps you in the dark, making it harder to take control of your financial future. Let's look at a common scenario. Imagine 2 friends, Jack and Emily. Jack is interested in learning about money and spends a little time each week reading about personal finance. He learns about budgeting, saving, and eventually starts investing. Over time, Jack's knowledge grows and he feels confident in making informed decisions. Emily, on the other hand, feels that managing money is too complex and decides to avoid it. She doesn't budget, save, or invest, and whenever a financial decision comes up, she relies on advice from others or guesses. After a few years, Jack has built a small but growing investment portfolio, while Emily is still struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. The only difference between them is that Jack invested time in learning, while Emily avoided it. Avoiding financial education has serious consequences. When you don't understand the basics of managing money, you're more likely to overspend, get into debt, and miss out on opportunities to grow your wealth. You're also more vulnerable to financial mistakes like taking on high-interest debt, making risky investments, or failing to save for emergencies. Financially successful people know that knowledge is an asset, and they make learning about money a priority. The good news is that financial education doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. There are countless resources available that break down personal finance, investing, and wealth building into simple, actionable steps. It's all about taking that first step and committing to learning, even if it's just a little at a time. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, here are some practical ways to start building your financial knowledge. 1. Read a book on personal finance. Start with a beginner-friendly book like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki or The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. These books introduce key financial concepts and make it easy to understand the basics of budgeting, saving, and investing. 2. Follow financial blogs and channels. There are many reputable websites, YouTube channels, and social media accounts dedicated to personal finance. Channels like Graham Stephan, The Financial Diet, or Dave Ramsey offer valuable insights and advice. Make a habit of following a few and checking in regularly. 3. Take a free online course. Platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and Khan Academy offer free or affordable courses on personal finance, investing, and money management. Even a short course can provide foundational knowledge that will serve you for a lifetime. 4. Set financial goals and track your progress. Setting a goal, like saving $1,000 for an emergency fund or learning how to invest in stocks, gives you a reason to stay engaged with your financial education. Track your progress and celebrate small milestones along the way. This keeps you motivated and committed to learning. 5. Ask questions and seek help. Don't be afraid to ask questions when you don't understand something. Join online communities, follow financial educators, or seek out mentors who can guide you. Remember, everyone starts somewhere, and asking questions is part of the learning process. Gaining financial knowledge might seem overwhelming at first, but every small step you take is a step toward financial freedom. Imagine how empowering it would feel to understand how money works, to make decisions with confidence, and to build a secure future for yourself and your family. Financial education isn't just about making more money. It's about gaining control, making informed choices, and unlocking opportunities. You don't need to become a financial expert overnight. Start small, stay consistent, and remember that every piece of knowledge you gain is an investment in your future. The time you spend learning about money now will pay off in the years to come, helping you avoid costly mistakes and take advantage of opportunities you might have missed otherwise. So here's a challenge. Commit to learning something new about money each week, no matter how small. Whether it's reading a book, watching a video, or asking a question, take that step toward financial literacy. Drop a comment below and let us know what you're interested in learning first. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a simple way to support us and help us continue bringing you tools to build a secure financial future. Key point 5. Neglecting to set financial goals. One of the biggest mistakes people make with their money is failing to set clear financial goals. Without a goal, your money has no direction, and it's easy to find yourself spending impulsively, living paycheck to paycheck, or drifting through life without building any real financial security. Setting financial goals isn't just for the wealthy or financially savvy, it's for anyone who wants to take control of their future and make purposeful progress toward financial freedom. So ask yourself, do you have specific financial goals you're actively working toward? If you're like many people, the answer might be no. Or maybe you have vague goals like save more or pay off debt, but nothing concrete. Without clear targets, it's hard to know where your money is going or what you're working toward. Millionaires and financially secure individuals know exactly what they're aiming for because they set specific, achievable goals that keep them focused and motivated. Consider this scenario. Anna and James both want to be financially secure, but they take different approaches. Anna has set specific financial goals for herself, such as saving for a down payment on a house within 5 years, building an emergency fund, and investing a portion of her income. James, on the other hand, has a general idea that he wants financial freedom, but hasn't set any concrete goals or timelines. After a few years, Anna has saved enough for her down payment, has a safety net, and feels confident about her progress. James, however, still feels stuck and uncertain because he never had a clear plan to guide his actions. Setting goals gave Anna purpose and direction, while James remained adrift. The importance of setting financial goals cannot be overstated. When you set goals, you give your money a purpose. You're no longer just earning and spending aimlessly. You're working towards something that matters to you, whether it's financial security, debt freedom, a home, or retirement. Goals provide a roadmap, guiding your financial decisions and helping you stay on track. Financial goals also help you prioritize. When you know what you're aiming for, it's easier to make sacrifices and stay disciplined. Without goals, every dollar is at risk of being spent impulsively, and it's easy to end up with little to show for your hard work. But with goals, every dollar has a job, moving you closer to the financial life you want. If you're ready to start setting and achieving financial goals, here are some practical steps to guide you. 1. Define your goals. Using the SMART method. Start by setting goals that are SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of saying, "I want to save money," try, "I want to save $5,000 for an emergency fund within 12 months. This clarity helps you stay focused and gives you a clear target to work toward. 2. Break down your goals into smaller steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, but breaking them down into smaller steps makes them more manageable. For example, if your goal is to save $10,000 in 2 years, break it down to saving $417 per month. Each small step brings you closer to the finish line and makes the goal feel achievable. 3. Prioritize your goals. If you have multiple goals, decide which ones are most important to you. Prioritize them based on urgency, impact, and personal significance. Focus on 1 or 2 high-priority goals first, so you can direct your energy and resources more effectively. 4. Track your progress regularly. Keep track of your progress to stay motivated. Create a spreadsheet, use an app, or even set up visual reminders to see how far you've come. Tracking progress helps you celebrate small wins and stay focused on the bigger picture. 5. Review and adjust your goals as needed. Life changes, and so do financial priorities. Review your goals periodically to make sure they still align with your current situation and aspirations. Don't be afraid to adjust them if needed. Flexibility is key to staying committed to your financial journey. Setting financial goals is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Imagine the confidence that comes from knowing exactly what you're working toward and seeing progress over time. Goals give you purpose, help you stay disciplined, and create a sense of direction that goes beyond daily expenses and impulse purchases. With each goal you achieve, you're building the foundation of a secure financial future. Remember, financial goals aren't about limiting yourself. They're about creating opportunities. They help you prioritize what truly matters to you, whether it's debt freedom, owning a home, building an emergency fund, or retiring early. Setting goals means taking charge of your money rather than letting money control you. It's the first step toward financial independence and the life you truly want. So here's your challenge. Take a few minutes today to define one specific financial goal for yourself. It doesn't have to be big. Even a small goal can make a difference. Drop a comment below and share one goal you're committing to, and let's support each other on the journey to financial freedom. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a small way to help us keep bringing you content that empowers you to reach your financial dreams. Thank you for staying with us as we uncovered some of the biggest financial mistakes that hold people back from reaching true financial freedom. Remember, avoiding these mistakes isn't about perfection. It's about making small, intentional changes that can transform your future. Living within your means, building an emergency fund, minimizing reliance on debt, prioritizing financial education, and setting clear financial goals are all powerful steps that put you on the path to security and success. But knowledge alone isn't enough. The real change happens when you take action. So here's our final challenge. Choose one of these areas to work on starting today. Whether it's creating a budget, setting up an emergency fund, or defining a financial goal, pick one step that resonates with you and commit to it. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share the financial change you're committed to making. Let's build a community of people supporting each other on this journey to financial freedom. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It's free, but it helps us continue bringing you the insights and tools you need to achieve your financial dreams. Together, let's take control of our futures and start building the financial life we all deserve.